Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Alright, so Bojack. We saw his info release last night. Some of what I wanted did come to fruition. I was hoping that he would be a time traveler leader, which indeed he is. But the other issue with that is he's also a new category. Goresh translated it as space traveling warriors. Now, this Bojack is basically a support type unit specifically for this category. Unlike Cooler, who has Transformation Boost, which is, one of the best categories in the game, we already know. And Terrifying Conquer is one of the better villain categories in the game. Right now, this, there's question marks, right? Space Traveling Warriors. There's a lot they could do with this. Or, they very easily could just say, it's just like Bojack and Cooler and Turles, and that's it, right? They easily could do that. And it's super difficult to tell, too, because the leader skill is 3 key and 170% to HP, attack, and defense. Traditionally, when they've done that, that means the category has been very small. Either small or bad. So, it's hard to say. But then again, they did just give that full 170% buff across the board to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for the Grade 8 power category, which is small, but it's got, ridiculous, some of the best units in the game on it. So, again, it's pretty tough to tell exactly what we're going to look at here. This Bojack, to me, definitely seems like a worse version of STR Cooler over a year after Cooler's release, which is very bizarre, right? He's got a little bit more defense than Cooler, and I have been using Cooler a little bit recently. I've seen Cooler get up to 240k defense, so not like Cooler defensively is a slouch, and Bojack is going to be better defensively than Cooler, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see, right? I think this Bojack transformed with his full passive active. He potentially could be approaching a 400k defensive stat or something like that with the way his passive works with, because it's in LR Cell, right? Where you get all of these different defensive buffs. Oh, it's only defense 15%. Yeah, because otherwise, with Big Bad Bosses, all these links, and then his already very high defensive stat, which he's got, right? Bojack has a very high defensive stat for a Dokkan Fest, but his attack stat is pretty low for a Dokkan Fest TUR. This, honestly, Bojack has the lowest attack stat we've seen from a Dokkan Fest TUR since Evolution Blue Vegeta or something like that. I'd have to really go back and double check, but it's been a long time since we've seen an attack stat this low. So I think a large portion of how good this Bojack is going to be how good this Space Traveling Warrior category is. And again, with a lot of these categories, man, they could be very vague about it. They could just decide, you know what, it's almost nothing, or they could just go crazy, right? We just saw the crossover category where they decided, guess what? We're just going to give y'all everything. And they put anything that should be on the crossover category was actually put onto the crossover category. So, Babidi and Deborah, I think very clearly should be, along with all of Babidi's, henchmen and minions. They literally came to Earth to revive Buu. I believe there might be a statement that they were traveling around the universe trying to gather energy for Majin Buu. Obviously they should be on there, but, the fact that warriors, is warrior, in part of the category name, does that matter? But then again, it's hard to tell because rapid growth, again, Goku Black literally says the exact name of the category to Vegeta in the show. He describes Vegeta as the exact name of the category, and in Dokkan, that Vegeta's not on the category. So it's hard to tell what they're going to do. Baby, another character that easily should be on there because, he's traveling through space and shit like that. He comes to Earth. I see no reason why Baby should not be on there, right? And then, he literally creates, Planet Plant and stuff like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. Baby should definitely be on there. That would be good. Baby now, this is starting to get intriguing if Baby wants to get a Dokkan Fest exclusive at some point. Because he's on, what do we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, again, Space Traveling Warriors will probably be 10 for him. So Baby's starting to get a lot of different category teams, right? We get a Dokkan Fest exclusive for this guy. It's going to be good. Baby is very good. Bardock. Now, this is where it's going to get tough, right? How are they going to deal with a lot of the Saiyans? There's literally no reason why some of these Saiyans should not be on there. This LR Bardock from the Bardock Special and stuff like that, absolutely, they should be on there, right? I don't know how they're going to deal with stuff like Super Saiyan 4 Bardock. Masked Saiyan should be on there, right? Bardock and Gine, Team Bardock, all these characters should be on there. I could foresee them leaving off transforming Dragon Ball Super Bardock. Or not Dragon Ball Super, but the episode of Bardock Special. but we'll see, right? But a lot of these OG Saiyans, like Saiyan Saga Saiyans and shit like that, you know, King Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa, all of them should be on there. It's going to be stupid if they're not. Now, Beerus, I struggle to see why, like, Beerus and Whis and Vados and Champa wouldn't be on there, right? I mean, I don't know. Are you gonna? He's not technically a warrior, right? Like, are we gonna say that warrior part of the category name really matters? Because obviously having, you know, Whis, Beerus, Vados, Champa on here is gonna be helpful, right? That's just a bunch of good units added onto the team. So, I mean, we'll see. Because I saw some people say, like, oh, what we're probably gonna see out of this category is movie bosses plus terrifying conquerors. And it's like, maybe so. I mean, again, we'll see. It's always hard to say. Obviously, all variations and forms of BOJACK are going to be on there, right? For sure. BOJACK member is STR. Let's see. We also have, and then obviously all of BOJACK's minions as well. Now, Broly, this is where the category, we're going to see exactly, like, what we're getting out of this, right? All these Brolys should be on there. I mean, maybe you want to say like, oh, man, are they going to say that? I could see I could see them adding a lot of the Brolys to it, but then not adding, like, Tech Broly and STR LR Broly, like the ones from the second movie, and saying, like, oh, well, he was already on Earth, he wasn't really a space traveling warrior. But even that's kind of stupid, because, like, he, you know, the planet that they're fighting on in the first Broly movie blows up, and then Broly ends up on Earth. Like, all of these Brolys have got to be on there. You know, Dragon Ball Super Broly literally comes to Earth, just like BOJACK, just like Cooler, just like Frieza, to fight Goku and them. So it's like, if, like, see that, and this is exactly the thing, right? How good BOJACK is, like, if we find this guy is on the Space Traveling Warriors team, right? And then, you know, like, Turles is on there, and then all of a sudden you have a rotation of, like, this guy, Turles, and then BOJACK. And then there's, like, it's Super Battle Road, and there's multiple enemies, and BOJACK is given, like, 50% support, and then Turles is giving that support, and then it's Tech Broly who does all this shit. Like, that's going to get disgusting. So, like, this guy's presence is very meaningful in how good BOJACK is, honestly. Because this guy really is helped by support-type units, and that's what BOJACK is. And that's the thing, BOJACK is only supporting one category specifically, so if you really want to use BOJACK and have him be very effective, you're going to need that category, like, characters to be around, right? Now, Majin Buu, again, I foresee that Buu is going to be left off here. But Fat Buu and Kid Buu, those two, should be on the category. Kid Buu, a gajillion years ago, is, like, wiping out the galaxy, right? And then, you know, he becomes Fat Buu, and then he's still wiping out the galaxy with Bibbidi. Literally no reason in the world they should not be on there. Now, if you want to take, like, Skinny Buu and Super Buu and, like, Buu Tanks and Buu Gohan, they're all just fighting on Earth, right? But even Kid Buu, literally, after he blows up Earth, is traveling through space. Now, in the manga, I think he blows up Earth and then goes directly to the Supreme Kai's planet. But in the anime, like, he is actually traveling around destroying a bunch of random planets and shit like that, right? So, it would be good. Obviously, it's good to get another category for, like, Kid Buu. I mean, you know, we get physical Kid Buu on the category. That's going to be good. You know, obviously a lot of support. Don't forget about Int Kid Buu, the rapid amounts of damage he's able to do. I mean, Fat Buu being on the team, I don't know that it's really going to matter too much, but we shall see what's going to happen, right? Kabe, I mean, we see Kabe traveling around and shit like that. Like, he's a Saiyan of Universe 6. I'm sure at least these Kabes probably should be on there. It's hard to tell. And, like, what are they going to do with Khalifa and Kale? I don't know, because we don't see Khalifa and Kale really travel around as much. Like, I know Kabe goes and gets them, and I think we see a shot of them, like, in a spaceship. I think presumably heading to Champa's planet or something. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think Kale and Khalifa ended up on there. Kabe probably not as well, but I feel like Kabe could. Like, the justification exists for him to be on there. Obviously, all of the Ginyu Force needs to be on there. Absolutely. Would be good, because eventually Captain Ginyu Dokkan Fest exclusive, I think, is something we'll see at some point. Goresh has said that the Ginyu Force is very popular in Japan, so, you know, things like that, like Kid Goku Ginyu that are popular in Japan would make a lot of money. Makes a lot of sense to me. And, yeah, Ginyu could use another category for sure. Yeah. Okay, Cooler, I mean, it's just going to be disrespectful if, like, all these Coolers should be on there. I mean, Cooler literally comes to Earth to fight. I mean, so like that, a warrior, I mean, as Metal Cooler, he's traveling around destroying planets and shit like that. So it's like, yeah, obviously all the Coolers should be on there. And I will be stunned if Cooler's not on there, honestly. Like, all the Coolers should be on there. His Armored Squadron as well. Doesn't really mean too much, but I mean, at least this unit will be on there. This TUR right there, the Cooler's Armored Squadron, which is okay, right? Kui doesn't have a decent card. He should get a TUR at some point. But I mean, you know, he should be on there as well. Metal Coolers, sort of like guards, should be on there. Deborah, I mean, definitely, you know, if Bobbity and like it's said that they're like traveling around and shit like that. So I do think Deborah should be on the category. And again, Deborah's on Terrifying Conquerors. To me, Terrifying Conquerors seems very, very similar to Space Traveling Warriors. So, all right, now Demon King Piccolo, this is one that it could go either way. I think they could put him on there or they could leave him off there. I mean, he literally comes from Namek, but like he's born on Earth. So like I feel like the more I think about it, they're going to leave Demon King Piccolo off, right? For sure. Because it's like, again, like Kami comes to Earth. That's where he splits into good and evil, and then Demon King Piccolo, like, he's not really space traveling. So I guess Demon King Piccolo probably will not be on there. Dodoria should be on there, even though he doesn't have a TUR yet. Stupid that he doesn't. Dispo, the Pride Troopers, dude. We get shots of the Pride Troopers traveling around and doing shit, right? Like, actually fighting on different planets in the manga and in the anime. And specifically, this Topo right here, his super attack, like with Castrol and Dispo, like this is from them fighting on some random planet before the Tournament of Power. So yeah, all these Pride Troopers, Jiren, Topo, Dispo, Castrol, all of them should be on this Space Traveling Warriors. I mean, again, in the manga, like Jiren literally just like flies like through space or whatever, like directly to help out and like dominates and shit. Like they need to be on here for sure. The Pride Troopers have got to all be on there. It would be stupid if they're not. Frieza, of course. I mean, it's just asinine if Frieza does not end up on here. Literally every variant of Frieza, except for like GT Frieza as well, should probably be on here, right? Yeah, because Golden Frieza is arriving. Maybe Angel Golden Frieza won't be on there, which would suck because we'd lose this guy, right? Obviously, dominant beast monster, who I would say is almost definitely better than BOJACK, by the way, that Angel Golden Frieza. But, I mean, let me see BOJACK in game. But personally, I don't really foresee BOJACK being on the level of, I don't think Gohan, I don't think Cooler, I don't think Frieza or Gogeta. I don't think BOJACK is quite on that level. I mean, he could be. And, again, how good this category itself determines that as well. Frost definitely should be on there. I mean, it's not the biggest deal, but it's just, again, another character. The more characters on these categories, the better. Really should be. Giru probably should be on there because, see, now this is where it gets tough, right? Goku, Trunks, and Pan from the start of GT, are they going to be on there, right? What about Goku, Krillin, Gohan, Bulma from the Planet Namek Saga? Are they going to be on there? I think the category to me gets a lot more fun if they are. Like that's a good way to do that, and that's how you can like actually make some of these characters different. So here, let me just go ahead and hide this real quick. Okay, so so we have like all these Kid Gohans, right? You fight on Namek, you fight on Namek. This is exactly the way like you can actually make these categories so we can have, you know, 7 Gohan Kid TUR and LRs that are all good for various different teams and situations and stuff like that. Like, these two are in Space Traveling Warriors. This Gohan is just fighting on Earth and from the movies, right? And then this is just, like, that kind of the ending / Saiyan Saga thing. But only these two should be on the Space Traveling Warriors. I think the Planet Namek Saga Gohans should be on the category, right? I think that's the proper way for them to do this, right? So, hopefully, we will see that be the case, right? Because I don't really see, like, any other Gohans, like, you know, like you could say like, oh, Ultimate Gohan in the Tournament of Power. I don't think like they're not going to put all the Tournament of Power characters in there, right? Like UI Goku is not going to be on Space Traveling Warriors and shit like that, right? So I think it would just specifically be Planet Namek Saga Gohans that would end up on there. And then it's the same thing with Goku. I don't foresee them adding like no Kid Gokus, nothing like that. But I think we could potentially see Planet Namek Saga Gokus. I don't think they're going to, but we could, right? So that would be good. So, like, this guy specifically would end up on the category, which could be good, right? Because, you know, he is prepared for battle and shocking speed, so it certainly could help out with the team, right? He does raise all allies attack on super attack. It's not just specific to super class or extreme class or anything like that. So that's exactly the type of thing that could be good. Now, then for Goku specifically, right? I mean, you go through a lot of different versions of Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, Dragon Ball Super. I don't know that a lot of them would end up on space traveling warriors. I mean, Goku and Vegeta going to Beerus' planet, does that count? I don't think so, right? But then we get the GT. And then it's like, Goku, Trunks, and Pan are actually just traveling all over the place. So, this Goku right here is on Dragon Ball Seekers. If he's on Dragon Ball Seekers, then he should be on Space Traveling Warriors as well, because it's like kind of the same thing. So hopefully we will see like that, and that would be good. Like LR, Goku, Trunks, and Pan, who I don't think the Super Saiyan 4s necessarily would. I mean, Goku does go from Earth to Purgatory to Grand Kai's or the Supreme Kai's planet, and then to fight Baby. But I don't foresee them putting Super Saiyan 4 Goku on there. But then again, this is good. They've got to put them on here because this would only be their third category. They need it. They definitely need it, man. That would be huge to get this unit another team, right? A summonable LR with only these two category teams. Like, we got to get them on that one, right? Space Traveling Warriors, they absolutely need to be on. Now, Zamasu, all the Zamasu and Goku Black should be on there, maybe except for Fusion Zamasu, because, I mean, they literally say that Earth is not the first planet that they've tried to eradicate life on, right? And Goku Black talks about like going to all the different universes and killing all the different Supreme Kais and Gods of Destructions and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's just no reason why all these Goku Blacks probably just should not be on the category. And then, again, that's just going to be another thing that would help out the category. And, like, you might say, well, it doesn't matter. He's already on Time Traveler, so he'll be on BOJACK'S leader skill. Well, it does matter because you're going to be rocking double BOJACK, who supports only space traveling warriors. So, like, if this guy right here is getting supported by the BOJACK, that's a really big damn deal, right? Because this guy is still one of the hardest hitting units in the game, still one of the most impressive units in the game, depending upon how many of his links you have active and how much key support you're giving this guy, right? So that's definitely a very important thing to consider. Hit, I feel like the justification could be made to Hit for him traveling to Earth and fighting Goku in that one, like, sort of, like, in-between, like, stuff. I mean, he is also shown traveling around in the Tournament of Power. I feel like this is definitely a category that should be given to Hit, right? Like, because Hit barely has any category teams, too. So, definitely give him one to get him at least extra categories. Because I think an LR Hit at some point is going to be very important and stuff like that. Again, all the Pride Troopers, I think, should be on there. So, Jiren and them should be on there. I mean, yeah, full power Jiren, all of them. Just put them on. Whatever. Who cares, dude? Just start making these categories insane so people actually want to run them. Yeah, I do. Obviously, King Cold Mecha Frieza should be on there easily. So should King Vegeta. I mean, Dark Mask. I don't know what they're going to do with the Heroes units. Dark Mask King, Toa and them, stuff like that. Very hard to tell. Then, of course, we have Krillin. Same thing with Krillin. I think Planet Namek Saga Krillins should be on the category. What's funny about that is we actually don't have a single Planet Namek Saga Krillin besides this rare armor Krillin right here, right? But if there was like actually a decent TUR LR or something like that of Krillin from the Planet Namek Saga, I think that one should be added to the category, right? For sure, right? Krillin has had a lot of respect lately with the LR, the EZA TUR right there, and then the summonable unit from the blue Goku and Vegeta banner. Pretty good for Krillin. Lord Slug obviously should be on there. Not a big deal right now, but in the future, we're definitely going to get an LR Slug or, Dokkan Fest exclusive Lord Slug. It's going to happen, so it'll be good. Nappa should be on there. This would be good because Nappa and Vegeta should finally get another category. They definitely could use more categories. I like this unit still. I mean, they have a lot of utility with the heal, the turn of guaranteed dodge, and the AoE. Defense definitely could be a little bit better, but they're okay. But they definitely need extra categories for sure. Raditz obviously should be on there, absolutely. Rildo, I don't know. I can't remember if there was ever statements that Rildo travels around or anything like that, because he is the entire M2 planet or whatever. So I don't know. They probably wouldn't put Rildo on there. I feel like Rildo eventually could potentially be a Dokkan Fest exclusive. Not exactly a hype one, but I feel like he could. And he's got all these different forms and shit like that, right? Silas, as a former member of the Time Patrol, I guess probably could be. Very hard to say. Sorbet, this will matter because, again, in the future, we could see an exchange Frieza into Sorbet or Sorbet into Frieza or something like that. More so than probably just this right here. So that should be good in the future. Turles, 100% has got to be on there, which is very important because this LR Turles army is like a top 5 unit in the game. So getting him one more, yeah, he needs only a 5th category team too. Absolutely, that'll be really, really good for Turles. And then again, there's so much overlap with Terrifying Conquerors and then the Space Traveling Warriors. At least it looks like that this Turles is just going to be radically insane over there. Again, I think Vados, all the Vadoses, Whis, Champas, all of them, I think they all should be on there, right? So we can go ahead and add them. Zarbon, just like Dodoria, should be on there. Doesn't matter now, but eventually he should get like a good TUR and like a transforming Super Zarbon and shit like that. Then we get to Vegeta. So of course, Saiyan Saga Vegeta has got to be on there. Honestly, I think Planet Namek Saga Vegeta as well. I think, like, yeah, Vegeta all the way up to the Android Saga, all of them. Like, all these base Vegetas, like this guy, that guy, obviously, they all should be on there, for sure. You know, Great Ape Vegeta should definitely be on there. But then, you know, after, well, I don't know, because then there's, like, Vegeta is sort of, like, training and traveling through space in the Android/Cell Saga. I doubt they're going to give Android/Cell Saga Super Saiyan Vegeta the category. But, I mean, he could use it. He was training, like, in space and stuff like that. But that's an easy way that they could leave him off there, right? Then as for that, I feel like the rest of these guys, probably not going to see any of them added to it. No, I don't. The copy Vegeta arc, they're not going to do anything with that. Like, no GT Vegetas is really traveling around. He doesn't leave Earth, right? Like, Pan and Goku and Trunks and them do. I don't know. Potentially, maybe, like, some of the Xeno characters. It's very hard to say what they're going to do with, like, Xeno characters like this, though. But let me know what you guys think of this Bojack. Again, to me, he does look like he's just a worse version of Cooler, which is very bizarre because Cooler is over a year old now. So, I don't know. But, I mean, if the Space Traveling Warriors, like, if it's, like, when I did this type of video for Crossover and I pointed everything, everything I talked about, they added to the category, plus also stuff I didn't talk about. So, like, if like, imagine if, like, just everything I've covered in this is, like, on there, right? Then all of a sudden, Bojack, as being a support type unit for that team, and that team is just going to be so outrageous, right? So, like, that's what I think needs to be the case here. Because, I mean, Bojack is definitely not going to be hitting on the level of some of the recent Dokkan Fest units we've seen. No way. Like, he's not hitting on Angel Golden Frieza's level. He's not hitting on Gogeta's level. There's no way, right? Like, defensively, he'll be solid, sure, but, you know, it's like these it's just, it's weird to look at Bojack, and then from his info, it's just like, whoa, like, he seems like a dramatic step down from Gogeta and Angel Golden Frieza. It's just bizarre to me, right? Like, I don't know. We'll see. So, let me know what you guys think of this category, Space Traveling Warriors. Hopefully they do not shaft it. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.